Hello, Collective, and welcome to episode 1 of How Sebbie Sees It. This has been in the works for a very long time, and I'm very excited for you to be here today. And what is a white man in his mid-20s without a podcast? Not much, that's what. So, this is episode 1, this is the pilot. I'm really excited about this. I have so many guests planned. I've already been telling all of my friends about it, just to come on and converse with me and just kiki, and it's going to be great. This is a new chapter, and I'm so excited for it. My zero sugar soda of choice today is a Diet Coke. It's going to be an ongoing theme throughout the episodes, throughout the seasons. It's just which zero sugar soda are we enjoying. This Diet Coke is actually from McDonald's, as you can probably see. I wanted this episode to just be getting to know me a little better, learn more about the podcast, what my intention is with it, what the goal is with it, and just get acquainted with me a little bit. Let's get intimate. With this podcast, I really wanted to create a space where me and all of the other artists, creative, fun, eccentric people I know have a space where we get to just talk about not only the process of all of it, of what we're going through, just being artists here in LA, going through the creative struggles of living here and dating and life and family and all of it, but also just a safe space where we can express ourselves in a different way, aside from, for me, I'm in music and in film, and those are my big interests, but it's just a place where we can just talk about those things freely and the ups and downs of it without feeling judgment or weird and, oh, I have this persona I need to push. I think that's a big thing that I feel I wanted to talk about today, and with podcasting, it takes that veil away. I think in general, when you start just really showing up in a way like this, it pulls this veil off of the whole persona you try to push when you're in music or when you're an actor or a model or whatever. You want this online brand. You want this super aesthetic feeling. I think that's very common here in LA. And I really was struggling with that. And I really was no, I think my strength is going to be in something like this, with podcasting and with just sharing my actual story and with sharing that with other people and hearing their stories and collaborating with them, not only creatively through that, but also through this of just getting to know them more and then getting to share their stories this way. So I think the main intention was for me to just pull the veil off of myself, I guess you could say, off of my own persona and really show who I actually am. And the hope would be to just attract as many other like-minded individuals that would also want to come on and talk to me. And I have a lot of really exciting guests planned. And yeah, I think it's going to be great. Actually, let's just dive a little bit more into me and my story so you guys get to know me a little bit. I've been living in Los Angeles now for a little over a year. Oh my God, right past a year. I had visited or had moved here initially in November of 2023, stayed here for 6 months, ended up moving back to my hometown in Richmond in the spring of 2024. And then I was back there for a while. So I would say I officially moved here last November. And I can honestly tell you that a year and 1 month in, I'm right past a year at this point because I moved here last November and we're in mid-December now, time of recording this. Yeah, so I would say after a year, I can tell you that it is still really hard, but things have gotten a lot easier. I'm happy to report. I don't know, I think living in Los Angeles specifically, it's very important for you to find your groove and find your people. And when you don't, you just feel you're floundering in this big city of a lot of very performative, sometimes wicked people, and you're really just trying to find a community and find your people and find your footing. And when you don't have that, it is the most, I don't know, you feel you're being strangled almost, you feel you're sinking, and it's just really isolating. So that's another reason why I even wanted to do the podcast, is just build community for myself, build community for me, and invest myself into something to find those other people, because it really did feel, at least for me, it was me against the world for a little bit there. Just a lot of very turbulent things happening in my personal life and in my romantic life and in my friendships, and a lot of people that I just never expected to not be in my life are now not in my life at all. And while that was all good, and that season is just changing, and I'm into stepping into a new version of myself, also the podcast being a part of that, stepping into that, there's just a lot of isolation in that, of you stepping into this new version of yourself and reaching these new goals and changing and evolving and really trying to reach those creative goals, but also just your own mental health journey and personal goals. And when you start reaching those, you realize how like lonely it can be. I don't know. So I guess like with the podcast, like it's been a really fun project for me to sink my teeth into and get into. And then also with Whitney producing it, my good friend Whitney Yulin being the producer of this podcast, just having so much support from her and the team that I work with her, just like her having faith in me and like investing time into helping me build out this brand and this thing that I care so deeply about means a lot. It really means a lot. Whitney, you're listening to this, love you. But it's just, I don't know. It's a new chapter and it's super exciting. And it's a kind of a work in progress as we go. But I also have a lot of music I've been working on. So I think with the music that I've been working on, it's like kind of hand in hand. We have some really exciting ways that we want to share that on the podcast and leeway right into those releases. So it's going to be really fun to just be able to share all of that so personally up front through this and really go into every aspect of the creation of this music project that I'm working on as in real time, like as I'm doing it, and the ups and downs of all of it, which I'm sure are going to continue. I think one thing that I can say about being a songwriter and going into the studio and writing, it's like you always go in with an intention and you always go in with an emotion. Like I feel like when I'm writing and when I go in and I'm working with Jasper or Matt or one of my other music friends and we're in the studio writing, I'm always like, oh, I have this feeling or this person did this and it really just sprung this and this thought came to my mind or this phrase, and then we just start writing off that. But the difference between that and podcasting is it's just like 30 minutes of your consciousness. Like you just have to be like show up and there's no poetic tone. You're just fully showing up as you. So it's like a new challenge that I've really wanted to do. Like I've really had a lot of fun with TikTok and social media, which is more short form. I would say the longest TikTok video I posted is like 3 minutes of vulnerability, not 30 minutes of me just yip yapping or 25 minutes of me yip yapping. So I'm really excited about it. But I would say I'm going all over the place here, but this is just how I communicate, y'all. Get used to it. But I would say moving to LA, like, and living here now after a year, I really started to adjust. Like, I grew up in a very strictly religious household. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. So I have a very unique upbringing. I was homeschooled my entire life, which I think could be a whole episode in itself. But just to give you a brief synopsis of who your podcast host is here, I just had a very interesting upbringing. I came here with zero support, as I think most people do, to follow their dreams and do whatever. And I think that in itself was a big challenge for me. I think seeing a lot of my peers and people in music here or doing whatever, and then just having so much support from that, it just made me feel like I was at a disadvantage, which I think held me back a little bit from wanting to launch this sooner, because it's been an idea for a very long time. But I think I had to resolve some stuff internally to be like, yep, we're ready. I did also turn 25 this year. I turned 25 on November 6th. That is my birthday. I was born November 6th, 2000. And I turned 25 this year, which means my frontal lobe has fully developed, which means like it's time to pack it up. No more of this bullshit. No more of these fuckboys. No more of these idiots. No more wasting my time on bullshit. Like, it's time to lock in. Time for the podcast, y'all. But yeah, I think like one thing that I'm really excited about is just having a continual goal. I think I struggle with seasonal depression pretty badly. So one thing about just living here, which I now have my own place again, you can really fall into a rut here, especially because I feel like everyone leaves during the holidays in LA. So I really was like, what a great time to just lean heavily into my podcast and lean heavily into these themes and into the experience of being Sebastian Kale and living here. And then also just, I don't know, hopefully helping someone else feel a little less isolated or a little less alone. But I'm really excited to see where this goes and really excited to see how far we can take it and how many different themes we can have and how many different guests we can have and how much fun we can have together of just building out this roster of characters and of memories. So with that being said, I think that is all I really wanted to say on my pilot. There's a lot to uncover. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot that I want to share. but I think this is a great introduction, and I'm so excited to see what comes of all of this. And yeah, I will see you in the next episode.